I tend to go both because I just think, I just don't believe him yet. But he's really good, so he must be onto something. He said that basically going right is because this is the weakest side for you. You have your left extended out and all that. This way, it tends to be easier, and it is true. I can feel it immediately. Okay. So now what we're going to do is the single palm change. I showed you guys this before, but I'll show it again. The single palm change and the circle walking are pretty much the core of Bagua. And I really like that because then you can do this in your garden all day, all night, it doesn't matter. And you will always find new parts to it. So the basic idea is you're moving here, boom, this footwork here, here, and that's the basic. And now I'm going the other direction. Each part has a meaning in Chinese, and I don't remember them. I just remember a little bit. But the idea is you're studying both the hand, the body, and the footwork of every martial art simultaneously. In martial arts, they found there's really only two steps. In Chinese, they call it kou and bai, closing and opening. And that's closing, and that is opening. And you can see it's very much like an ichimonji there even. That's really the only two steps. You can say, well, what about straightforward? Well, that's an aspect of those. So the closing, before you start even, if you think about being on your line, you don't want to be here over your line because you have bad balance. You want to be there. And what this does is, as you can see, it closes up the legs and everything, closes up that gap so I can't be hit. The opening, boom, has that sweeping factor so I can get behind or whatever. And it's using the entire body simultaneously. So that's what you're studying there. The hands are not so important right now because we know how to use our hands. We just don't know how to use our body and leg well. So really what I'm working here is using the hands in the exact same time as the feet, which you hear this all the time. Hand and foot move together. Li Lao Tzu explained it very well. He said the reason why is not because there's, we used to theorize, well, maybe in the old days, because they had the swords, you would walk this way or whatever. He said, no, he goes, because you actually have better guard when you move hand and foot together. If I'm doing this, all this is open. But if I move this way, it stays closed. And also, obviously, the reach is another factor, but also the speed is a factor. I can get entire body involved into the power and speed of it, where here I might not be able to. Now, boxers are amazing, and they are getting as much of the body as they can involved. You'll see it all here, but they're not able to get that as well. But that's their style. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's what I'm studying here. So as this leg comes over, this is at the same time. Boom. Then as this is coming out, same time. Here. So you can even see it, hopefully, into my legs here as I come around. Boom. Here. Then I want to keep this with that. Boom. Trying to stay in that balanced position. So I'm back in that same footwork that I had over there. This coming up, moving around. See how I'm moving the legs at the same time. Then as I go back in, boom. And that's how you're learning to use the hand and foot together. So when you're punching, you get better at using the hand and foot together because you're doing it non-stop. That's the cool thing, because it gets boring just punching. So let's try that. I'll walk the same